Welcome to Talented Tea.
Oh, oh, yes. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
This is my dear guest and my dear friend, basically my brother, Brandon.
Hey,
Hey,
no.
Brandon.
Hello.
Looking good today, brother. You're looking real good.
Well, thank you.
I,
Thank
I
you.
mean,
I, I
it's
had to put on something for
oh
you. I
yes, I thank you because
couldn't wear.
we
I
all
know.
no.
I couldn't wear what I normally wear. No, no, no. Normally, I don't like to wear pants. So,
Yeah,
but hey,
it's
whatever.
very different of you. Yes. Anyway, moving on.
I love it. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. The pandemic looked like although it's been quarantining us, it's doing you good.
Hey, you got to flow with what happens in life, and I have
Exactly.
learned you just got to keep it
Exactly.
moving.
And being
What?
in the industry that we're in, you
Yes,
gotta keep it tight and you gotta keep it right.
yes, of course.
So
And we have been affected hard with
yes,
everything that has happened with COVID,
yes, as
but we are still here. We are
are,
still
and we
there's
are
always ways to use your talents and your gifts and to
yes,
reach people, but there's always stuff to do, so you know
exactly.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
how long
gosh.
have you been in this wonderful industry of ours?
Oh gosh, in the industry I would say since industry 2015, like, yeah, that's when I started ships. I mean, I've been singing and doing stuff, but that was like 2014, graduated college. Then after that, took a year, well, that's how long, like, because I had auditioned, posed right after college, so 2014, but it took until 2015 to actually get the job. So
Okay.
2015 started everything. It hasn't been that long, but like in the industry, but like I have known about, studied, been in, singing and dancing.
Yeah, because you sticking in the church, so I mean,
Knee high to a grasshopper.
of you shouting in church and don't even know your ABCs yet. So
Exactly. Yes. So that is a huge, a part of my story and like history for me.
mm,
Um, growing up in the church. And yeah, that is where it started. But it's and it is interesting to, like, when you listen to other people sing and ask where they started singing or how they learned to sing, and when it's not from, a church background, like, it is for me, I have found it personally, it is, or if you not even not in church, but not have sung in a choir or
yeah,
that type of situation or setup, it is more difficult to like sing with them because like alone is fine, but singing with someone is so multifaceted with
oh,
what your voice has to do, like, and
our
do.
voice is so different. Even if you think they sound the same,
Yes, no. Like,
wow,
it's a
every
lot. A lot goes into, singing a solo is fine, but when you got to duet and when you got to blend with somebody, oh, that's a whole different ball game.
tell me about it. I mean, we've had a couple of moments. I mean,
What you saying? Hold on now. I have,
I,
I have never.
another time, another
We
time.
have no.
What or who encouraged you, motivated you, like just made you say, "This is what I need to do."
Like, this is it. This is what I'm okay.
Yeah.
I would say getting that start and that push, because that would oof, that would be school, like, and I would have to give that to, like, starting out,
Hmm.
to one of my first, uh sixth grade music teacher, Amy Brock Davis. We like she just I don't even know what it was about her, but I liked her
Yeah.
and like I enjoyed choir with her and we got along. And I think like she gave me my first solo. And it was
Always the
it,
special moments, child.
it was. We ended up having a baby and leaving, but I had like a string of other, choral teachers and that led to Mr. Miles. We called him Mr. Miles, but Carlton Miles. He has since passed away, but he directed Spotlight Cabaret Singers, which is like a long-standing choral group out of North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And he led that group for a long time until he passed away. And I was in it all through my, high school career. So at the time, but we were like at the time we were doing big things. Like, we were performing at the governor's mansion and like, lighting up like not arenas, but like middle school auditoriums, like, and places, you know.
Yes.
So because that was big to us, it was, and that's what, like, that was the journey, that was the path, like you that's what you did, and that kind of like opened my eyes to there's so much more to life itself than and incorporating music into that is such a beauty. Let's explore life itself. I'm an education stickler. That comes from my grandfather. Both my grandfathers. You get in that paper, okay? You graduate in high school, and in some cases you graduate in college. And I'm not like that much of a stickler because I'm like, education is, college. Education is for everyone, but everybody, college is not for everybody. So there are some that don't necessarily need it. If the field they're going in, that's specific thing, hey, that's cool. But I enjoyed my college experience. I would come back in a
And it's always
heartbeat.
a good thing to have
Yeah.
something to.
Yeah.
I hate saying fall
But
back
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Because it sounds. Because yeah.
other things because
Yeah.
that waiting time of auditions, you could be making some money,
Yeah.
doing what
Doing whatever. Yeah.
time to do and what you have a degree in. So
Yeah. So
it's always
I
good to have an education.
I have a pineapple. Is that okay? That look, it matched my jacket. I said, you know what?
It matches
Down to tea.
your jacket.
I'm have pineapple. It's water, kind of.
I'm done with it. Was there an exact moment that you were just like one of Oprah's aha moments? Did you have that moment? And when was
I
to just be like a lightning bolt just hit you and you're like, I need to be a singer in the arts. This is what I'm gonna do. Was there a moment like that, or was it just like it kind of just built?
um I will say both. Like really seldomly have like aha moments, like where it's like, oh my god. I do, but they happen like very, very seldomly. But when they do, it's like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm supposed to be where I am. Like, right now, this is great, this is great. But like that just it started happening like a lot and so frequently that I was just like I started riding the wave because I get like I'm that way about performing in general. So I'm like, it doesn't matter what show I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have that aha moment. I'm gonna have that like, oh my gosh, yes, that rush, that thrill. Like I'm on stage, I'm doing it. We are taking it. Like we're yeah. So I carry that with me. That's like a part of me. So I don't like when the big ones that it did happen in college. And we like I did have a solo and we did have the audition in choir. And so it was a whole lot. And I was nervous, but I did it and I got the solo. And we were on tour, so I got to sing it on tour. And going around to different churches, like singing that song, and it's a South African spiritual, Ukutula. it just is so beautiful, like so gorgeous. And time after time, like church after church, night after night, I just got to sing that song. I remember the audition. Like I was so nervous, but I wanted it so bad. Every day, like our director was Dr. Potter. Every day since he announced it, I would go every single day and listen to the song and like work on the solo and like think of different things to do, like and so that and go to the music rooms and rehearse and stuff. And when it got time to do it, I sang and I did my thing and everything. And we finished singing, and there were two girls beside me. Claire was on this side, and Katie was on this side, and they just turned to me, both of them bawling, like literally like bawling. They're like, Brandon, I just want to let you know how much of a privilege that was standing beside you, like singing that song. And I just started crying at that moment. I was like, oh my gosh, like seriously, yes. I was like, oh my god. We hugged and cried, like oh, it was great. Later on cruise ships and stuff, that gets, not gonna lie, it gets monotonous because we're doing the same show. Like they're different shows, but that show does not change, and you do it for 6 to 8 months. I still keep that joy with me all the time, and find those aha,
Yes.
moments.
Yeah, because we should always get aha moments throughout life, but
Yeah, yes,
for different things and different reasons.
exactly.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
So what was, out of all of the gigs that you've done and all of the jobs that you've had performing wise, what was the best or your favorite gig that you've had thus far?
Thus far. Who's gonna win? No, I'm kidding. I would say for now, I would love to perform for the masses. So to get to that level, you have to be comfortable doing it, for the masses, like that. And the most I felt like that whole, rock star feel would have to be in, like, I don't even, maybe it was 2013, maybe 2012, I don't know. I worked at Lake Junaluska. I was Lake Junaluska singer, and we were a 16 voice professional ensemble, and we sang sacred music, but also little sometimes secular music. But we would represent the southeastern jurisdiction of the United Methodist Church. So we would also go out on tour and perform like in people's churches and everything like that, and at like conventions and conferences. And like we performed at a conference one time, and literally like it was like, it felt like Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
Because you walked in and it was like it was an arena, and I was like, oh my gosh. It was over 8,000 people there. And when I say like we were on it was a stage, but it was like they had to set up like an altar. They had cameras everywhere, and they had two big jumbotrons screens behind us. So there are cameras swirling all around us, and we have a mic just singing. And when I say, like, we're singing this sacred music, and it's like, dude, people they're loving everything. But afterwards, like hearing that applause and like that feel in that room, I was like, woo! Yes, like you felt like a rock star. It was amazing.
Yeah. Okay, well, Lake Junaluska being your favorite gig so far, what is your goal or dream job? Like your highest high. What would be, like, if somebody asked you right now, Brandon, what would just like, if the Lord said, I'm gonna take you next week, Chad, but you got this next week.
Yeah.
Do your favorite, most amazing job.
For a week, 5 days, I get to do this job? Okay, great.
Performance.
I'll make it 7. Okay. Well, I wanted to share this with you, like in the dressing room before it, like while it was happening, that you didn't know, so that we could cry together. No. I mean, I did. But like one of my dreams, honestly, is to have my own talk show. like to, and no, I don't even care if it's like syndicated or whatever, like a bit, but to get to like 100 episodes of a talk show where I was the host, I like, and like I don't care if it was like I was following somebody's footsteps or if it just was me, like
Yeah.
I would want to like maybe not have a co-host, but like have other people a part of the production. But I would want to interview like you're doing right now, everyday people that like firefighters, police department. I wanted the mailman, like I want to interview, but
Yeah.
we also want to have our stars on there, but we want to have people that are doing like amazing things around the world. At this point in time in my life, I would have the connections to certain stars to have on the show like that, but I would want to make people's like wildest randomest dream things like come true, like to have like, but for them to be able to experience that, because I know like to get that talk show would be like one of mine, and
Yeah.
I'm like I would want to give that to somebody else. Like I want a talk show, and I want Phil Collins to be the musical guest, and I want him to sing Son of Man, and I don't want any cameras on me because I'm gonna be in the corner like doing like jumping crazy, like no, like yes. So I want that for other people. I'm like, what do you want? Like, who do you want to see, and what do you want to have?
That's
So,
amazing.
dream guest, Robin Roberts on my talk show. Like Robin Roberts, Ellen, and Oprah. I want to interview those three because and I would love to interview all three together. Like that would be monumental. And I want Diane Sawyer because I'm like, y'all have bring in Katie Couric too. Like yeah, because I'm like y'all have done so much for journalism. Like it's not even funny.
Dream job.
Talk show.
Got it. Loves it. Loves
Talk show.
It. So this next segment we're going to talk about is basically the share segment. What you're going to be sharing with us. Are you going to be sharing a reel with us? Like,
yes.
Sharing with us.
Well, this is my current using, the reel I'm putting out there right now. That's what I'm sharing right now.
Everybody, let's have some fun. You only live once, and when you're dead, you're done. Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. No matter if you're young or old, let the good times roll. Thanks for the times that you've given me. The memories are all in my mind. And now that we've come to the end of our rainbow, there's something I must say out loud. You're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. Yes, you're once, you're twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. Oh, yes, I do. I love you. Lady, pretty lady, you bring me up when I'm down. Georgia, Georgia. No peace I found. Just an old sweet song if you can't be with the one you love, not the one you're with. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Treasure, that is what you are. You're my golden star. You know you can make my wish come true if you let me treasure you. If you let me treasure you. Oh, oh.
Also,
Brand.
I am a part of. It's a group that is very, very fresh, but it's with friends of mine from Lake Junaluska that I spoke of. We formed a little quartet together. Me, there's a guy named Rob Henderson, Shane Blumicky, and Wesley McCleary Small. We, along with myself, we are the group BC.
Nice.
And we have a Facebook page, we have Instagram, we upload videos, ever so often, but we're getting to a standard.
Post that on this video and you
Yeah.
guys can see it and look out. Look
Yeah, I
out.
would say go to our Facebook page right now. That has the most, like all of our videos that we've done. The group _BC, on Facebook or Instagram. I'm on Instagram, Superfly2, and then on Facebook, Brandon Superfly Little. That has everything about me. Yeah, but
Check 'em out.
that group is near and dear to my heart because those are like my brothers. My singing brothers. We got together during quarantine to just because we missed each other and wanted to sing together, and it's now turned into this thing where people are asking us to sing these songs. So we're like, wow, thank you. We're glad that you're listening and enjoying it.
And it is really good. I've listened.
Thank you. We enjoy it. That's the thing. It's a very much so even evenly split, heartfelt project that and journey we all get to go on together, even down to the song we're gonna sing and stuff like that, and then the recording process. And it is we are apart, so it is predominantly alone, but then bring it together. Generally,
I wanted to bring this kind of to fruition in a way because I wanted people out there to keep their arts and their craft
alive. Exactly.
And there's ways to do it. This technology is giving us life, y'all.
Exactly. I'm like, that's how we going. We are leaning.
Everything. And all of this is over and done with, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Oh Lord, leave us alone, Miss Rona. Leave us alone. We are tired. That goes back to this has been such a number one. You were so great. This has been such a great interview. Everything is connected back to things we've talked about. I told you about Amy Brock Davis, the lady that gave me that push. She gave me the best piece of advice, and this was 6th grade, but she was literally, somewhere there is somebody preparing and getting ready and working on their craft and utilizing all the tools that they have, and there's going to come a time where there's going to be an audition, and that other person is going to be there, and you're going to have to go against them. Are you going to be prepared to face them, because it's going to come a time, and because she was like, you have not met someone that will challenge you, that challenges you to that level.
Yeah.
Because and after she was like, this applies to every. She was talking to guys. She said, this applies to everybody because y'all are young. You have not met that person that's like that can go toe to toe with you in all that you can do. But she's like, there will come a time and a day where you will meet that person, and you, if you prepare every day, you're gonna be ready, even when you feel like giving up, or this is not something you want to do. Remind yourself of that.
Where?
Somebody is going to have to sit behind the desk and tell you yes or no.
Yep.
Like, and if you are not prepared, you will not get a yes. So, church background, my pastor always says preparation is never lost time. Exactly. And that's what I feel like this whole COVID season should be Holy Ghost, but has been for a lot of people.
Yes.
Preparation is never lost time. This is a time.
This pandemic with new and something shifted in your life to the positive, you've wasted time.
Yeah.
You've wasted time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Go ahead, Brandon. Give me.
Yeah, you know what? I do got some tea though. I do got some tea. I do got some tea.
You've
I can't, and I'm not gonna name no names though.
No,
I'm not gonna name no names.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this incognito.
So, this was a contract. I can't even go into the year, whatever. I was on a ship contract, and we're in a cast. And this person in the cast, like, I had never worked with them before, but they had done, or I will say they can do other ships in the company that I actually cannot do. And there's some tea, but that's deeper. But this person, so like, we introduced ourselves and everything, and we were cool. He was older, like, yeah, it was first, so he was older, but it was like not that much, whatever. So it got down to who was going to be vocal captain. And he literally, like, we were in the room, and he said, I have been vocal captain before, and I do not want to do it. And I said, okay, cool. I am applying for it. I just wanted to let you know. He said, okay, cool. I have no intentions of applying. I said, okay, cool. Fast forward to the vocal captain interview, the day of the interview. We going into the elevator to go up to the interview, and who jumps in the elevator? This other person. And I said, what are you doing in there? He said, oh, well, I applied as well to be vocal captain, so I'm coming up to the interview. I said, oh, okay. So that is how we playing cards. Great, let's go. He ended up getting a job, and that's okay. We in that contract, needless to say, we spoke about, like, me, because I'm that type of person. If things are bothering me, or if I feel something is going wrong, or if you legitimately do something wrong, like, if you go against your word of what you done said, yes, we're gonna have other words about it. Like, that's who I am. We're gonna communicate. We're gonna talk. So, and we spoke about it. Later after it was decided that he was vocal captain, I voiced, because I'm not, we hadn't even gotten on the ship yet. I'm not going to the ship with, this on me. Like, no, I'm not going to enter this contract like that. Yeah. So, let him know how I felt about it. He let me know. He was like, I didn't mean to. I just felt like I wanted to at the time. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Whatever. It's cool. It's whatever. That contract, though, like, a lot went down between us, and there came a point in time where, like, we were not speaking. There came a point in time when, and it was the only time that I've ever, like, in my, like, history of, like, performing, like, ever, like ever somebody has ever like made me be like, you know what? No, fine, bye. I'm out. I literally told the production manager, I was like, I'm not doing this show tonight. It was so the like stuff got so foul. He like we were in, and I don't scream. I don't yell at people like that.
Yeah.
Like we were yelling at each other backstage. This is backstage, like yelling at each other, screaming. And I was like, fine, you don't want to. He called me unprofessional, said he like has never worked with anybody like me before.
That's
I said,
very
okay. I
unlike
said,
you. I'm
they know.
contrary. In the years that I've known you, I've never seen
Exactly, and that's what it was so shocking because other cast members were like literally in the moment coming to my defense, being like, "What are you talking about now? Like now you really have like lost it. Like why are you like doing this?" It was a mess, and I literally was like, "Okay, now y'all see, I'm about to leave. Like, nope, go get Eleanor. I do. You can call me on, but like I don't want to do this show with you. Like, bye, goodbye. I do not want to do the show with you." Like, and it did, and I love it. Like, I did say that. God bless, because you know I love her. Eleanor Dixon, she was a production manager of mine, but she saved my life that night. But you know, for the time being,
right.
because if it had not been for her, like hands would have been laid,
Honey,
and that like
that's like
yeah.
it had to be bad for you to get to that point. And I've seen
It
you
was, and that was the thing.
have
That whole like I've
situations, you know, very
yeah.
better than me. Like, you know, I can remember sometimes, and I've seen you keep your cool and try to.
And that was the thing. I will say like that was the first contract we were apart. Only well, you know the way you have to
Yeah.
purge. But and I never. I normally do not lose my cool, you know, like because I'm a very cool, calm, and collected person on all fronts, and it doesn't. People are like it doesn't even matter. If people like screaming in my face. I'm very like cool, chill. I'm not gonna. You
Yeah.
know, go there with you, especially if we're out in public or if we're in a setting where it's not conducive to
Mm-hmm.
doing that, you know, even if we're out and like, you know, at the club or so, you know, having a good time. No, I'm not going to fight with you. Like, no, we're out and about. Like, no. But that was that was the only time. That was my tea. That was the only time. I won't even say his name. And like he is, yeah, we do not speak to this day. And I have moved on and forgiven. I have reached out to all and that because that whole contract, like it ended up realty, no tea, no say, ended up I like got dismissed by the captain. That's cool though. Like you know, like it happened. Yeah, like, okay, like it happened, and we like thought we hit rock bottom. Did not bounce back, of course. Like you know, get employment elsewhere, and we not saying don't look back because I have several amazing friends and colleagues that and times and memories from that you know that company, but will I ever, even if like things were right where I wanted to go back, well, no, you don't look back, you don't go back to where you came, no, you go forward, you go
Moving forward.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes,
That give me some tea segment.
okay.
You can try something outside of your comfort zone. That's in the artistic sense that you've never done before. You can who did it best.
See, and that's what that's what we're not gonna do. Not who did it best. No. And that's what also a thing I like one thing I will like a memory I have about like that whole because everybody's like yes this is a competitive field we're in, we're gonna have to compete, and at one of those moments where it was an aha moment for me where I was like okay I'm gonna have to like switch my brain mode of thinking from competition to something else because I hate that comparison especially when it comes to singing, entertaining and performing and dancing it's totally different, but singing to me because I am a singer that came first. I hate competing against others singing wise or having to like go toe to toe with someone singing wise. If
I
we're
mean,
doing a duet,
this is
you know,
a fun,
yes.
had
If
it
we're having fun,
interesting.
yes. If we're having fun, yes. Yeah.
This is what we need to work on. Even though
Yeah.
the industry is cutthroat,
Hmm.
and that's why I put that in there, because even though
But we have to be. I mean, hey.
we still have to support each other, and that comes with the gig. That comes with the gig. You know it.
Yeah, and that's what I had to learn too. That I did. I was
You know, so
I very much got like not a lot of strength because I had strength, but I very much got like that.
tough
Hey,
skin.
hey, get it together. You this is something that comes with the job. You got to do this. This is something that you have to do. Pretend even if you get because I had to. I was like I have to pretend like I'm doing something else because
Yeah.
I literally like I was at an audition and they like I almost had the job, but they and it was like the last round of cuts. And
Yeah.
there had been like over 1,000 people that day. Last round of cuts. And mind you, I was the only black boy, only one of color left. Even in the girls, yes, only black one of color and black boy. And they like I couldn't even sing the they had two audition songs. Like I couldn't even sing the other one because it was not like I don't know why, but they made me sing I Believe I Can Fly. So exactly, yeah. So because the other song was Maniac, and I was like, why can I sing Maniac? I can sing that song. Why? Okay, that's all right. So then they made me sing it, and then they brought in another guy that already like was in the company, worked for him, whatever, and made me sing against him. And literally on camera was like, "Okay, y'all gonna both sing this song, and whoever wins gets the job." And I was like, "What?" And they was like, "Whoever wins gets the job." They literally phrased it like that. And I was literally in my mind was like, "So they want me to vocally destroy him to get a job." And I literally had to pause and be like, "Oh, you know what? Fine, bring it on. Let's go. Like, let's go. Let's, you know, like,
All's fair in the
I,
industry.
okay." And I told him, I was like, "I just want to let you know, I respect you for your, like, whatever you're about to do and everything. Let's do it."
So now we've come to the part of the show where we're doing like, I guess I can call it the call out, try something outside of your comfort zone, or challenge.
Challenge. Yeah.
So which one are you gonna pick?
I'm gonna do the call out option because I love this. I'm gonna call her artist. She's a friend of mine. And I just love her voice, and I would love to hear her like rendition or her voice on the hymn "It Is Well." I feel like, of course, she knows it, but her name is Dominique Foster. She is a singer, performer, entertainer extraordinaire.
Yes.
She works for Norwegian
Okay.
currently. I worked with her. Well, I'm not like I've worked with her before, but we were in Spotlight together. But we were both at Royal at the same time. Yeah.
Yes.
So she's phenomenal. I love her voice. I do. Yeah.
Calling you out.
Oh God, I hate that. I just don't need her Instagram is Domo_live. She is phenomenal. Y'all go like see her page. Like she's beautiful and everything, and I love her.
Amazing.
And yes, I would just love to hear her voice on that.
Yay! And I can't wait to interview her now.
Yes, exactly. She would love this. Yes,
Well,
please.
Brandon, it's coming to the end of our interview.
Oh no! I know.
Love you so much.
I love you. You know that.
It's just phenomenal. Like you get on stage, it could be like you said earlier in your interview. You know, it could be one of those days where it's another night of the same show that you've done for a few months and the same moves and the same everything, but you get on stage and your energy just uplifts you, and it's contagious. which
Oh, thank you.
you want to work with people like that. You want to work with
Yeah.
people that it's gonna uplift you, that's gonna make your energy go.
Yes, and that yes. Those are the type of people that I enjoy like
Yes,
sharing the stage with. Like and I
yes,
oh that when we and I literally I'm so thankful because I've been in a lot of casts like over the years. Oh my gosh. Like and I've been in some great ones that we've all been in some great ones. We've all been in some, not some great ones. But I can proudly say I have been in one of those casts where you get on stage, you talking about energy, and what? But I'm talking about you talking about every single person's energy is off the charts, and they energy bouncing off everybody else. It like oh
right.
my, like it was amazing. Like you,
Uh,
oh, and I love it. I
let's,
can't wait till we get
let's,
back to
I,
doing it
so
often.
before we close out, Brandon, I like to ask my guests, to share a Black history moment or, something from our history that's important or special, to them, a fact that we can share with our audience. And what do you have?
Well, on this day, well, yes, in August, 1791, the Haitian Revolution began.
Mm,
As 100,000 enslaved people rose up and eventually overthrew both slavery and French rule, creating the world's first Black Republic. And I am like I'm not Haitian, but you are, and you're one of my best friends. And I'm like it literally. I love discovering things and like searching for stuff because I will do that. I will go to dictionary.com. I'm that weirdo that goes to Google and like just searches random stuff. But it's so beautiful. And I was like, oh, we're having this meeting on today, and today is like the day of the revolution. I'm like,
yes,
wow, this time, years past, people were fighting for
for this,
rights for this, and we're still fighting
we're
today,
still
however,
fighting.
okay.
We
And
still,
I will say also on this, because it's gonna come out, vote.
yeah,
Everybody, vote.
vote, 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 vote,
Vote.
vote.
Like even if
Register to vote, go and register. There's so many different ways that you can do
yes,
it. It's easy.
it's so easy. It's so easy.
Oh,
It's so easy, and people don't understand it's so important. It is so important in this time, in this day, and in this political climate.
mm,
It is imperative that every person that is eligible to vote exercises the right
yes.
because lives are at stake now, and it is not they are they are,
It
and
affects
if
us all.
we've lived,
It affects you,
yeah,
and it affects
yeah,
you. And with that
we
being said,
yeah.
Brandon, as we close out, can you give some of our viewers who are just starting out and maybe just struggling, and trying to find ways to perfect their craft while we're all quarantined, and just give them some words of encouragement to kind of keep going and keep moving forward like we said.
To to keep moving forward because I have struggled with this because we have been in quarantine and we don't have the stages. We don't have the ship itself. Like, we are in our houses. I would say find what speaks to you. And like it did not, you learn things as time goes on, but it hit me today. I was watching is one of our movies, Sister Act 2, and it was the scene where Whoopi Goldberg was talking to Lauryn Hill, and she was they had just sang, his eyes on the sparrow, and she walked out of church with an attitude, and she was like, hey. And she gave her the book, Letters to a Young Poet, which I'm going to find that book and I'm going to read it because I feel like that would be a great book to read. And I want to know if that actually I want to know if she read that during that movie because those words were amazing. If you wake up in the morning and you can't think of nothing else but singing or dancing or writing or doing whatever you do, then that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm,
So why not do it?
Exactly.
Wherever you are, even if it is in your living room,
Yeah.
even if it is in your bedroom,
Yep.
do it.
Create
Because by
your
you working on it and actually doing it right then, you're committing to it.
Mhm.
You're saying, this is what I want to do. And once you tap into that knowledge and like start working on your craft, like I said, there's gonna come that time where you're gonna get that opportunity. Is not, and I was because I don't always speak in cliches, but this comes from Into the Woods. Opportunity is not a lengthy visitor.
It isn't, honey.
When it comes, you better be ready.
You
You better be ready.
ready.
Because it will, when it comes, it's a blanket, like it's gonna sweep over, and whoever it grabs, it grabs. And you better hope it's you. You better hope you are ready and equipped. Because if you've been saying you want to do all these things, prepare for it so that when the time comes, you're ready. You
Yes.
got all the tools so that when it happens, you're not a stranger to doing it. You're not a stranger to it, you know. So that is the yeah.
Thank you,
That's how I give
Brandon.
them. Yeah, you're welcome.
It was,
Thank you for having me.
uh,
Hey,
I mean,
I
like,
love it.
you
This
know,
is
have a lot
amazing.
of
This is amazing.
amazingly talented friends around the world, and I wanted to share, you guys'
Aw.
experiences with everybody and with those at home, kind of struggling. So this is the time we got to voice,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
especially performers that look like us.
Yes, and that's why I do
That,
because it's.
that.
I was so thankful in that moment
Mm,
that I was the only black boy there because I did walking away from that. I'm not gonna lie, I did come to that realization because it was only 8 of us left out of over 1,000. It was 8 of us left, and I was the only black boy, the only black person in that room, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow! Like number one, oh God, we thank you. Number two, like wow. Okay, Melanin Poppin, how you doing? Like, let's go represent. Because I'm like, now you narrowed it down. Now I'm not only representing myself, I'm representing my like my color. Like,
right.
no, mm-mm.
Yep.
Oh, so
Oh, I
it
love
was
you
great. I love you.
us with your
Ah.
talents and your knowledge and your energy. Thank
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I
you.
love it. I love it.
Thank you guys